That's something that will be there forever.
And then to go on and play on the biggest stage of all against Tennessee, my gosh, it was an experience I know I'll never forget. I can only imagine how they must feel.
First team to go. Those kids are bound together for life in the history of Colgate athletics.
The culmination of a career at Colgate.
It's a big deal. I'm tearing up a little. I'm legitimately emotional about it.
It was a really exciting time.
After 16 straight losing seasons, not much was expected from the 2003-2004 Colgate women's basketball team. The Raiders were picked 4th in the Patriot League preseason poll.
I don't think that preseason they were listed as going as far as they did, and I think in some ways they took that as a challenge.
Colgate, coached by Beth Combs, had a roster that represented 8 states and Canada. They were experienced with 3 seniors and 6 juniors, and they had something special.
We had all the elements of a great team like coming together. Our team was finally meshing. We had each other's backs. I have this memory of playing against Navy that season when I was running down the court and this girl, she like pushed me. I remember Melissa Burke running up saying, "Get off of her!" And that was kind of how, that was like reminiscent of that season. We just protected each other and kind of came together and it clicked.
You could tell right away that they were a seasoned team. They're used to playing together. There was a lot of trust.
The Raiders opened the season with 3 straight victories, and they strung together a 5-game winning streak in the middle of the season and a 6-game stretch to finish. That included the Patriot League Championship.
Emily and Damith came up with this idea that we would all write the number 64 on our shoes because we wanted to be one of the 64 teams to play in the NCAA tournament. And it was phenomenal, and it literally drove us. I mean, every time that we would go away on a road trip, it'd be like, okay, treat this like the tournament, treat this like the tournament. We have to be one of those teams. And so we always would look down and look at our sneakers, and we had 64 on there every time we shot a free throw, and it was just something that really drove us.
What that 2004 team accomplished is just so amazing.
A decade later, that team's legacy remains. The 2014 Raiders know all about Colgate's history-making 03-04 team.
That banner is something that we see every day in the gym, and when we're running sprints, we always turn towards that banner, and it's definitely something that just serves as a piece of inspiration for us.
That 2004 team it's always where we set our goals to.
Coach Hayes talks to us about it a lot, and she always wants us to look at the picture that we have in our coach's office, their celebration of their win in there, and really makes us focus on what we need to do every day in practice.
You can just kind of feel the passion that they had for Colgate and for that team, and how they feel so proud that they accomplished goals, and that's what we're just trying to instill with our team right now, and that is trying to replicate what the 2004 team did.
After securing the regular season title, the Raiders defeated Lafayette and Bucknell in the Patriot League playoffs. On March 10, 2004, Colgate hosted American for the league championship and a spot in the NCAA tournament.
As we were buying tickets, you can hear the screaming and yelling, even during warm-ups, and it was packed.
Literally, there wasn't any room to move because there were so many people there.
Seeing that place wall-to-wall packed, standing room only, it was amazing. It was so fun to actually have it be on our home court. The stands were full.
With a jam-packed Cotterill court cheering them on, the Raiders could not be stopped, winning 71-60.
No one was going to leave that court with anything left. And you know, Milena was hitting jumpers and, you know, brass, like with ridiculous body contortion layups. Our players were so excited, and our students fans were right there, and we're hitting the free throws, and just, this is a really cool time.
It was wild in here. Cutting the nets down and the ladder and the trophy presentation and just the pure joy.
The excitement didn't stop. Next was the selection show. As one of the 64, who would the Raiders play?
They were doing the seeds and the brackets, and we're waiting and waiting and waiting, and then you see Pat Summitt come on, and they're like, Colgate? Where's Colgate? I've never heard, you know. I mean, she didn't say that, but the expression on her face. On the other side, people here are going berserk, you know, like, we're playing Tennessee in the first round of the NCAA. It was phenomenal.
That's an unbelievable experience because it is March Madness. There's something about being the NCAA championship tournament that's like nothing on earth.
And so the Raiders were on to the first round of the NCAA tournament and a trip to Tallahassee against the Tennessee Lady Volunteers. NCAA arrangements put the Raiders on the Cleveland Cavaliers team jet.
I tell everyone that we got to ride in the Cleveland Cavaliers private jet, and we ordered tuna melt sandwiches and peanut butter and jelly. And I still remember that plane ride probably equally as much as I remember the game. Here you are, growing up playing basketball, dreaming of playing in college, and you end up playing against Pat Summitt. We grew up watching Tennessee, and Pat Summitt, I mean, come on, who doesn't want to play against Pat Summitt? She knew our names for a day.
You want to play the best, and you want to put your team, your program on a national level. I'm sure everyone, you know, watched that game. You know, just the random fan that wanted to watch NCAA tournament basketball was flipping through channels and saw Tennessee playing. Oh, who are they playing? They're playing Colgate.
Colgate took an early lead, but with a roster of future WNBA players, Tennessee pulled away to win 77-54. Coach Summitt and the Lady Vols advanced to the national championship game, where they lost to UConn. The Colgate women returned to Hamilton, and to this day, those 2003-2004 Raiders remain the only Colgate women's basketball team to advance to the NCAA tournament.
There is obviously that making history moment that you definitely feel proud that you were a part of. It was the perfect ending to a career.
They were doing great things on the court, but it was really clear that they were going to do great things off the court throughout the course of the rest of their lives.
I just think that they're a great inspiration. Like I said, that we talk about them all the time. I hope they know that, like that they have people looking up to them, and for years to come, people will talk about them and look up to them.